laptop so I can read the chat. I'm gonna have to buy a tablet eventually. Because this laptop is so slow. Hey, Briar. Never mind. Tell you in a minute. In a bit. Okay. No, I don't want customized channel. I want to manage videos. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on. Why is this about blank? Come on. This laptop is killing me. Okay, live. There we go. Snap and beans. Which I haven't started yet because this computer is so slow. Okay, I have to wait for the video to start. I'll be right back. Oh, God help me. Well, there is the ad. What is going on over here? Okay. Okay. All right. Hang on a second. Yeah, page unresponsive. Yeah, I know. There. Top chat. Live chat. No, don't exit page. All right. Hey, everybody. If it suddenly exits the page, you'll know why. How's everybody doing? Yes, this is like my... Oh, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait. Okay. Oh my gosh. Hey, Freaky Geek, where you been? Okay. So. Oh my gosh. Oh. As promised. Let me turn this off. And then I'm going to put my thing down here. I'll be right back. Bye. I hope you didn't take that as any effect. No. Okay, good. Because you are the absolute best house guys.
Neither with the stuff with like, oh, you can clean up all things, it's not, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I know, but I will, because there's a job and I don't want to pay someone else to do it. You know, so that's, you know, I didn't want to put any undue pressure.
Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Doesn't bother me.
All right, honey, thank you.
I'll let you know if it does.
All right. Hey, how's it going, everybody? That's what Papa and I picked. Now, I had to go out. I had 3 big cucumbers, so I'll be making those into sliced pickles. So, hey, Manette, how's it going? This is a whole, oh God, I'm so hot, folks. I'm gonna have to go for a swim. I've got, the peppers were still on, I told you the peppers were still not quite frozen. So I'm leaving them till tomorrow. And to that, and I'm making, tonight I'm making stuffed peppers. And it's a leftover makeover meal. But I'm going to add that to, I'm going to add the pepper work to the pepper, stuffed pepper video. It's going to be a video twofer. How about that? Tomorrow is also a video twofer. It is zucchini for supper, zucchini for dessert. No, they weren't, both weren't done on the same day. God. I'm going to cut this little piece out. I hope everyone's well and warm. Are you kidding, Freaky? Are you in like friggin' Alaska or something? It's hotter than Hades here. Okay, you can be cut off there. Oh, and I should be putting these in the compost pail. The tips. Northern Nevada, 5,000 feet. Ontario, and I feel the frost in the air. Well, you know, it's coming, eh? It's coming. It's almost the end of August. We're almost in September. I again have no idea where the hell the summer went. These have all been rinsed, but they're all going into water until I can can them. I will probably can them. I don't know if I'm going to can them tonight or tomorrow. It all depends on how I feel. If I go for a swim or not. Oh, there's the ice for my cucumbers. I'll be right back. I got to put ice in the cucumber water. That they're soaking it. Oh! There's ice making, Briar, if you want some for your tea. Only 3 cukes. A couple of them were orange. So what I'm doing with those is I'm just leaving them until they go to seed. I'm leaving them to go to seed. I'm not going to pick them unless they start to rot. But I'm leaving the big cucumbers to go to seed. And I'm making sliced pickles with these 3 cucumbers. Waste not, want not. Hi, Kim! First frost was on the 14th of this month. Really? Well, not here. But it ain't far behind. I have our video of going to the sale store, the outfitter store, and our target practice. That's going to be on live. Oh, freaky dag. That's going to be on Life with the Wolfies. I've been neglecting that channel, and it really needs a bump. Besides, we're going to be doing pickles and canning and lives on this channel. I don't know for how long. Depends on how long the garden keeps producing. Yeah, I'm probably going to can these. Oh, Scheisenheimer, Bev. Pay attention to what you're doing. I'm probably going to can these tonight. Because tomorrow I'm going to be doing celery tomorrow. So, yeah. Yeah! I'm going to be canning some. Well, I also have to bag my my cukes tomorrow. Or not my jeez. Guys, I'm all discombobulated. As I always am at this time of year. Who are you blaming on what? Oh, yeah. Oh, we're not going to talk about climate at all. Because that's just not something we're going to discuss on this channel. And I don't know if I'm going to be doing a live on Rumble tonight. This seems a little, yeah, it's not snappy enough. Chill on the heat wave complainers, absolutely. Me too, Tina. It's all hands to the pump these days. Howie went out and whippersnipped the garden. Then he went out to pick beans. And when I went out, he said, yeah, I'm just about done. And my blue bucket was only half full. And I said, well, I'm going to start over here. He said, I already picked there. I said, Howie, I always pick beans twice. Because once you've disturbed the leaves and you've made it all through, if you go back, you're going to see all the beans that were actually hiding from you the first time you picked. So guess what? We ended up with almost a full bucket of blue, almost a full blue bucket. I think it's a 2-gallon bucket. Almost 2 gallons. Well, this is a dishpan, folks. And it's heavy. I'm telling you. So, They called me to work today. However, I said I can't. I have too much to get done. Well, I mean, think about this. Back in the day, yeah, I know I'm starting to sound like an old timer, and I guess I am an old fart at 60. But back in the day, let's go back to Little House in the Prairie days. And no, not the TV series, the books. Okay? They didn't buy. Well, now, that's not true. Charles Ingalls did buy meat and cornmeal and stuff like that. But I tell you, Almanzo's parents were what were considered wealthy people in Malone, New York. Why? Because everything they did, everything they had, they got off their land. The wool, they raised their own sheep for the wool. Mothers, it was carded at the local mill. That was the only thing they didn't do on their own anymore since the carding mill opened. They would send the wool to the carding mill. It would come back. Almanzo's mom would dye all that wool, and then she would get the old big loom hopping, and she would make homespun wool clothing for her family. Now the girls, the girls wore, clothing made with store-bought fabric. Probably had their clothes made for them. They were that wealthy. But everything they got, wheat, barley. The only thing they didn't grow was rice. They had wheat, barley, oats and peas to feed the pigs. They grew carrots and turnips, like sweets, and carrots and potatoes and corn, and they did this stuff by the field, 5-acre fields of stuff, right? So, and then they raised, they raised pigs, and I don't know if they raised pigs. Yeah, they did, because they made their own ham and stuff. They raised pigs, they raised milk cows, they raised beef, they raised the sheep, and they raised horses for sale. And so when they put probably $2,000 a year cash into the bank, and everything else was provided for them, right? On their own thing. They went out and they bought their wagons and they had them specially built and all that stuff. But they were totally self-sufficient. And if you look at Laura's parents, in the book Little House in the Big Woods, they were pretty self-sufficient then too. Until, Pa Charles' itchy foot got going and they traveled all over the place. Corey, remember, I'm slow. I'm a technological dummy. No, you're not, Linda. You do better than a lot of people I know. Don't you worry. Oh, that's not hard, freaky geek. But you gotta grow sugar beets to make sugar from sugar beets. Okay? They did maple syrup. They harvested beech nuts. They had their own orchards. I mean, I'm telling you, the only thing that they got from the wild was when they went berry picking or hunting. And I guess Pa Wilder didn't hunt, because why would he, unless he wanted to? Well, the poking working. What are we talking about, Corey? Or you would be testing cars. So, I mean, we have, since then, which was about 1870s, 1880s, right? People have been led to rely on money and shopping and jobs. Is that dirty clothes? Okay, did you take your stuff out of the... Okay, well, dump that basket and take your laundry, your bedding out of the dryer and off the washing machine, and I will do a load of laundry after. So, over the last, what is this? 2024. So over the last 100 and say 50 years, we have been led down the merry path of the dollar being more important than self-sufficiency. Now you think about this, folks, and this is a deliberate move on the part. You think stuff hitting the fan is just happening now. It's been happening for over 150 years. Hell, it started back at the beginning of the Bible. All right? When the Bible was written. You know what I mean? So now is the time we want to get, Howie and I, we can't be self-sufficient. We could if we absolutely had to be. But we've only got an acre. I mean, a hair under an acre. That's why I never changed the name to our 1 acre homestead. Right? So, getting back to a more, I mean, my grandparents, my mom and dad were born in the 1920s. My grandparents didn't live in the country. They lived in the city. But they had gardens. And they made clothes out of feed sacks. And did canning and baked their own bread. And did all their own mending. Clothing was more often made than not. I mean, these are the kind of things. Now, we say you try and make your clothes today, and it's going to cost you a fortune. Why? Because fabric's so expensive. Unless you order a truckload from China or something like that. Right? Canning, taking, I have a dryer. I don't have a clothesline. If I had to, I could hang them outside on hangers. Okay, this one's still good. This one's good. Okay. That's not good. That one's good. Corey wants to know, why don't you do leather beans? You mean leather breeches? Well, I kind of do. But I just use a dehydrator. Leather breeches are old school, pre-dehydrator stuff. Right? You'd string them on a string, and I have done leather breeches. I'm just not particularly fond of them. Anybody who's fond of leather breeches, it's because they were raised with them, and there's a fondness for them. But I don't do leather breeches. I dehydrate my beans, and then I don't have to soak them. I don't have to do anything like that. You, my friend, are... Hey, Wilma! Oh, it's been a busy day. Been a busy day. Daddy whippersnipped the garden and then picked beans, and I've made, I have to turn my oven on. I'll be right back. Huh? What time do we dine? In about an hour. 45 minutes to an hour. Oh. You're getting a wee bit peckish. We'll have a piece of fruit. You'll see this week in the leftover makeover meal. Oh. Oof. Hey, Laura Higgins, how's it going? Hi, Lauren J. You're snapping beans now too, eh? Well, this is, I don't know. I have 14 pints in the pantry, and this will probably do me another 6 or 7 pints. And this is the beautiful part about planting the 5 beds of beans. Even though I planted less beans, they still got really crowded. But because my cabbages were getting eaten, I pulled them up. And those 3 beds of cabbage, I planted in more beans. Now, my beans were already growing when I planted the additional 3 beds. But the beautiful part of that is that as these beans are slowing down, my new beans are just putting out blossoms now. I don't think we have any beans on those yet. So as these are slowing down, the other ones will be starting up. So a first picking of 5 beds only got me, 1 eating of beans for us, which I dehydrated. But the first picking of my other beans will also be supplemented by my earlier beans, which will be then slowing down. So I should have a decent bean harvest. I want 50 jars. I want 50 pints of beans in my pantry. That is, or 52, one a week from the end of the pantry season until pantry season again next year. Hey baby, how did you enjoy your air conditioning? We're gonna have stuffed peppers for supper. Do you want coleslaw on the side? Okay.
Why not?
Why not? Well, you can grab me a pint of coleslaw out of the pantry. And we're gonna have to find cabbages on sale so that I can make more. We haven't got onions yet either. Got to do onions, but next time they go on sale, I'll get a 5 or 6, 10-pound bags, and I'll be working on the onions for about a week. Oh, where did my screen go? There it is. Hey, how's it going, Collins Homestead? I wonder, does Bev have rabbit ears? No. And I'm no Energizer Buddy. What time did I get out of bed today, dear? Noon? About that. I stay in bed until I'm ready to get out of bed. You can call me lazy if you want. But I do what works. And what works is me spending about 12 hours in bed. And that's no word of a lie. And so if the bitch factory, you can take that and run with it all you want. I spend about 12 hours in bed. Why? Because I have severe arthritis. I have insomnia. I have fibromyalgia. Okay? I suffer depression. Oh, shoot. Here, Howie. Lift the bowl. Oh, okay, never. Just put that down for a second. Sorry, thank you. Lift the bowl off those cukes and drop this one in. They've got to be held under the water. What'd you just eat? Where'd you get a piece of bologna? Oh, that's not. If you're getting peckish or vibrating, bologna's not the one. You should have had a banana. Yeah, you might want to take them out to the coach since you're going out there. Huh? Eventually. Well, you got a basket. You could just drop them in it. So, yes, I go to bed sometimes around 8:30. And that'll be a 16-hour day. If I go to bed if I'm in bed by 8:30, I'm up by 10:30 the next morning. That's a 14-hour night. It's because once I've got enough rest, folks. Once I've got enough rest, this is where I am as soon as my feet hit the ground. You can ask her, you can ask Howie. I go from the moment I get up. I'll sit down maybe. If I'm overheating, I'll sit down. I'll play a couple of games on Facebook. And then, half an hour later, I'll get back up. And because if I don't, stuff piles up too fast. Way too fast. Running away. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Okay, Freaky. Take care. God bless, honey. So these, I just might can before I go to bed. There is no video. You have you have lots of canning bean videos. Okay? So and there's other videos coming up. Peppers for starters. A sweet pepper twofer. And tomorrow's video is a video twofer. Because I just don't always have the time. And who wants to watch me, cut up and freeze and bag peppers in a video? Don't you want something else to go with that video? Of course you do, right? One job a day. I'm new to the live thing. Usually I'm a replay girl. Well, I've been doing so many lives lately because I haven't had time to do, like, this isn't video material, right? Because I've got videos on this, so this is basically live material. But trying to find my energy to can some chipotle salsa from the ball buck. Ooh. I physically cannot do some jobs at times because of damage done to my body. So I have to clear days for those jobs. So that is my first job of the day, and then I rest for the rest of the day. Suggestions for fertilizer for your beans. Well, they don't need nitrogen because beans produce nitrogen. So what you might want to do is oh gosh, I don't know, guys. Mix some Epsom salts. No, I can't tell you, folks. Honest to God, I've never had a problem really growing beans. Never had a problem. So I can't help you there. But if you're growing beans in the same place every year, then you may want to do that. This is the first year that we have not topped up the beds with soil. Because I'm hoping next year, Howie can, or maybe this fall, raise my beds a little bit with some board sides so that I can, in the spring, get another load of composted manure soil, garden soil, and top up those beds for another year and make them a little bit higher so that I'm not killing myself planting. Just cut up a banana and put it under the banana. What? Banana tea. I wouldn't put the banana right in the garden. I would boil the banana peels if that's the way you're going to do it. Boil the banana peel, add a little bit of Epsom salts, like a teaspoon to a gallon. Couple of banana peels, boil it, let it cool, and then water it with that. I would do it that way. I would not put cut up bananas in the soil because then you may have critters and ants and squirrels and all kinds of stuff digging in your beds. That's why I always toasted my eggshells before I put them in the ground or ground them up, because raccoons love eggs more than anything. When they kill a chicken or a laying hen, it is not for the meat. It is to get the eggs out of the body. That's a horrible picture, but 'tis the truth. Raising your beds also means you don't have to lean over as much. Well, that's the idea, eh? So I'm hoping, but we've got firewood to buy and buying lumber to raise those beds. I wonder if somehow Howie could raise them with, well, no, that wood would be garbage by now. It's going to say we got 5-year-old cedar or spruce posts out there that we never did cut up because it's softwood. It's not something we'd burn unless we had to. But they would be rotten by now because they would have done good just, I don't know, split down the middle and raised. I don't know. We'll have to see. I know we got some dead wood standing. I know that. And that's got to be looked after too. Not much. Hey, Black Rock. How's it going? 1 cut up banana, 2 smashed eggs, Epsom salt. Put it under my tomato plants. Never had anything dig them up. But are you in Nevada, Dark Lord Manette? Yes, always rotate where you put things. Next year, I am planting my beans in 5 beds, or maybe even 6, but I'm not planting them next to each other. It's going to be awkward on bean planting day, but the truth is, I want my beans. I mean, it's a jungle out there. Howie and I were, we couldn't even see each other through the beans. So it'll be easier in the long run if we plant the beans in different beds throughout the garden, and then they would get more sun, more air, more light, more bees. Howie's talking about coming back. Oh, pardon me, I got the hiccups. Howie's talking about doing bees again. We'll see. God knows we're hunting this year. Oh, I'm getting there. I'm almost done. Northern Nevada. We get all critters. Mountain lions, bears, raccoons. Okay. Okay. I have oaks laid out for raised beds. Full logs, 4 by 20. We have 6. Wow. I think if we took a dead tree down, there's a guy up the road with a log mill, a lumber mill, and like a personal one. And I think what I might do is, if Howie can get a couple of the dead trees down, trim them, and then take them up to the guy to split them down the middle. And then we can cut them in lengths to raise the beds. But that's a lot of work, and probably, I don't know. We'll see. But I watched a video the other day of a man who said he goes to the dump and anywhere, like a lot of people will throw washing machines and dryers away. Now, think about this. I have to take some water off of this or it's going to overflow. Think about this. What was I talking about? What was I talking about, folks? How do you can apples? I'm not canning apples this year. I'm dehydrating. I can them in simple syrup. I can them in simple syrup. Oh, the dump. Thank you. Thank you, April. Okay. I saw a man on a video. A lot of people will not take old washers and dryers to scrap places. They just don't have the time to do that all for one piece of equipment. But there's a man, he says, I see a dryer, even a washing machine, but a dryer has a drum in it. And if you take that drum out, you have a raised bed because it's open on the bottom and on the top. You can line it with cardboard and fill it with dirt. You got a raised bed. Will it look kind of hickish and hillbillyish? Damn straight. But guess what? It was free, right? The guy at the dump. Washers and dryers at the dump. Yeah. It was wonderful because you didn't have to water your garden. Why didn't you have to water your garden? I missed that. So, I mean, there's all ways to make raised beds. Look at the barrels I did, or Howie did for me. Mind you, they're full of weeds. I'm not sure I'm going to get any celery out of them. And there's also the fact that I'm not planting onions next year. It's a pain in the butt. I don't get enough. And I could get a lot more like zucchini or something out of the garden with those beds, right? I haven't thinned my carrots, so they're probably going to be skinny and crowded, but that's okay. I don't need to grow carrots usually because of, we have deer carrot season, which is going to start in a couple of weeks. Howie's going to pick all the apples and pears that are on the ground around our trees, and he's going to feed them to the deer where we're going hunting. And I don't know how my pears are turning out this year, but my apples are beautiful. They're going to have to be picked in the next couple of days. Softball size. Oh, Julie, I wish my onions would get that big, but guess what? It means a lot of weeding. And you know what? I think next year I'm going to, you know what I have? I have a lot of egg. I just thought of something. Hang on a second, folks. Genius is at work. buy our eggs from the grocery store, unfortunately, in flats. And these are the lids that they put on them. So what if, let's just do this out of curiosity. What if, oh my gosh, what if I laid these down and planted, hang on a second. Howie said, what are you saving these for? I said, I don't know. I said, what are you saving these for? I don't know. They could line the bottom of a bed, right? They could be fire starter for this winter. Let's just roll with this, folks. Got to be careful, though, not to break them in between. Okay? The Mod Father. Nope, that's Linda. Okay, so look at this. What if, when I plant my celery, I hollow all these out, and I put this in the bed, and I plant my celery there. This will take the weeds. You know, if I'm doing celery, I could do every other one, right? But things like onions, that would keep the weeds down around from onions and leeks and stuff, wouldn't it? And these are the lids, and they'll do just as good. You just gotta poke the bottom out like this, right? Oh my goodness! Weed barrier! Yay! Genius at work, folks. You saw it here first. Who's Xander? Who's Xander? Hey, Terry! Oh. Thank you, Black Rock. As it breaks down, it also feeds the garden as well. Exactly. And I could leave it there over winter. I think that's a great idea. I knew there was a reason they'd be better for... Because, you know, people save them, and the problem is, you know, oh, I burn them because I got too many. They make great fire starters too, like 18 packs or a dozen packs, the empty ones. They make great fire starters. I just open up the egg carton, put it in my wood stove, and put kindling on top and a lighter. Oh yeah, the worms too. My beds usually have lots of worms. So I think that is a good idea, and I might make that a video short or something, maybe. What do you think? Should I do a little video short on that? Hey, Teresa! How are you? Crystal, hello! You use it for starting seeds? Well, I use big flats for that. And my seeds, like my tomato plants and stuff like that, I start, and they are full nursery size by the time they go into the ground. Hey, Phoebe! How's it going? My mother likes the name Alexander, but doesn't like how people turn it into Allie or Alex when they get older. So it's Xander. Okay. Your name's Alexander, Manette? Hey, Jackie! Cardboard toilet paper rolls full of dryer lint. And you can close the ends with a bit of wick and wax. And they make great fire starters. You can also use cardboard rolls for making Christmas crackers. And if you're not from British descent, you might not know what I'm talking about. You pronounce the X as a Z, right? Xander. No, you do not need to pressure can apples if you're because they're a high acid fruit. Also, you're adding sugar, and sugar is a preservative. See, even these little bits I've taken off are going into the compost. I'm telling you, touch wood, nothing eats my garden. Do you know why? Because they get fed in the ravine with all our compost. All right, I'm almost done here, folks. Almost. Let's get the rest of these out of here. I told Howie to pick anything, big or small, as long as it was big enough to eat. And if it's no good, then I will toss it in the compost. However, just before hunt season in October, I will stop picking the beans and let them grow and go to seed for next year. And I have a feeling I'm going to have a lot. We have to start thinking about the seed exchange. I'm not sure who it was who was going to help with the seed exchange, but we got to get on that this year too. There was somebody who volunteered to help with it, and they were going to do the U.S. and I was going to do Canada. When he gets old, Mr. X, yeah. Modfather is Jesse. Who's Jesse? Hey, Scotty. How's it going? Is that pronounced Ferboni? And is that Italian? Oh, Vaseline. I never thought of Vaseline. Because that's a petroleum product. You're right. That would work with fire starters. Hey, Big Ribs Morny! I haven't seen you in a long time. How you doing, sweetheart? Do they have to be from your own garden or store-bought? No, they could be store-bought. They can be store-bought. Most of the seeds I send out are store-bought. And I don't send seeds from my own garden unless I know that they're going to produce what I say they're going to produce. Like tomatoes. If I save tomato seeds this year, they will be a combination of Quebec 5s and Manitoba tomatoes. Had a brain fart there, folks. It's getting to the time of day when I am really, really tired. Oh, that's okay, Phoebe. I'm here now. So, unless you know, like, I know people who've grown 3 or 4 different kinds of peppers, and then they'll share their seeds from the sweet pepper. They'll share their seeds from the hot pepper. They'll share their seeds from the long sweet peppers. And what'll happen is they'll end up with some kind of weird hybrid because bees don't care what kind of pepper you grow. Pepper flowers look like pepper flowers to them. Right? It's why you can get cucumbers to accidentally cross with things like cantaloupe because their blossoms are similar or almost the same, right? Or you can get cantaloupe to cross with watermelon. That's why my garden is not big enough, my property is not big enough to grow different breeds of any one plant. The only thing I do different is beans. And then I plant beans I buy, which I'm not doing this year because I still have beans. And I mostly plant the beans that I have harvested my own seeds. Almost all of these, wait a minute. All of these are from my beans seeds that I harvested last year. The 3 new beds are Kentucky Wonder beans. So I'll be saving seeds from them too. So sometimes I add a new breed in. What's a genius idea, Judy? Hi, Judy. Judy Kent, not Judy W. Xander is also a mod on a ton of channels. You're a moderator? Manette, you're a moderator? Cheese and crackers. I have Seashell and Linda Bopp, and they're awesome. They are awesome. They, we miss Dallas Red. We'll always miss Dallas. You know, I have so many names in my Facebook Messenger of people that are now passed. And not a lot, but about 5 or 6. And I leave them there. Every once in a while, I'll send them a message and say, I know you're not actually there, but I know you're out there, and maybe you'll get this. I love you and I miss you. Sometimes I just do that, Hey, Willows. Hi, Dottie. Yeah, going through it health-wise. I'm looking forward to brighter days. Just got to make some changes. We all do, Marnie. We all do. We all do. I may be doing a live on Rumble tonight, but it probably won't be till around 9 p.m. There's some ice in the ice maker, Briar, if you want iced tea. And the camera is pointed at my hand, so no one will see if you walk by. Briar does not like to be on camera, and I need to respect that. I put him on camera way too much when he was younger. And, children, this is the thing I've learned through my children and with my grandson, okay? Children are vulnerable. And, children are vulnerable. And they don't have consent. Right? Because you're the parent, so you just make them do whatever you want. Well, the problem is we should listen when they say, I don't want to be on camera. I don't want to be in your video. Right? And that's fine. Why? Because they're kids. And it's their right to be kids and not be exposed to the world until they're ready. And here's another thing not everyone's going to want to hear. There's a lot of sick people out there. And I remember somebody once sent me a picture in Messenger of her toddler. And her toddler was a little girl with blonde curly hair, and she was dressed only in her diaper. But she had put a filter on her to make her look like she had makeup on. Like sexy makeup. And she thought it was cute. And I texted her back, and thank God it wasn't a public post. I texted her back and I said, please do not put these things out in the public. I said, there's a lot of sick people out there that would, look at that picture and not see love and innocence and cuteness. Do you understand? So please, folks, children are our most precious commodity, especially these days. Okay? When everyone says, oh, the world's overpopulated, I'm sorry. The population's not growing as fast as you think it is. And people are not having babies. You know what I mean? So, it's not that people aren't having babies. There's a lot of people who are choosing not to have children. There's a lot of people who are waiting until they're older and then finding out, oops, it's too late, I can't get pregnant. There's all kinds of reasons that the population is going down. Okay, hang on a second here, folks. Alright, let's just shut this. Here's my knife. Here's my knife. Come here, you. Come here, come here, come here. There we go. Oh. No, Gracie, I wasn't talking to anybody except the camera. So, I'm going to say that this is probably 6 pints of beans to be canned either later or tomorrow. And I'm done. I'm done for the day unless I do a live on Rumble tonight. Thank you guys for always being here to keep me company. And no, I'm not doing a canning beans video. Okay? I'm just going to can them. And, yeah, that's it for me today, folks. Take care. God bless. And I'll probably go live bagging peppers tomorrow. I might go live chopping celery. Who knows? But this is going to be another busy week. Take care. God bless. And remember, you're loved. I don't have to see you to love you. my heart sees you. Thanks for hanging with me.